Hello and welcome to this video, and what we're going to do is very briefly discuss systems of equations. We're going to start you off with what we call a 2x2 system of equations, and what that means is there's going to be two variables. Usually we'll use an x and a y, or it could be an m and an n, etc. I mean, the variables can vary obviously depending on the context of the situation. But there's going to be two variables and there'll be two equations, and that's why we call it a 2x2. Now technically this is a review skill, so you should have seen this before this class, okay, and maybe in Algebra 1, Algebra 2, something like that. So if you're very familiar with this and you remember it well, you can probably skip ahead to the 3x3 information. But if you don't remember this, or you don't think you were very good at this when you first learned it, then maybe you want to spend some time reviewing this. Before you will be able to do the 3x3s, you will have to be very good at the 2x2s. Okay, so one quick thing to notice or remember when in our review here is that you can have different types of systems. You can have an independent system, an inconsistent system, or a dependent system. And this will also happen when we get into our 3x3s. So your independent has one solution, okay? So that's going to be two lines that intersect in one spot, okay? And so wherever they're intersecting is going to be your solution, okay? That's your independent system. Your inconsistent system has no solution, okay? No solution. Those are going to be your parallel lines, okay? So that's going to be one line, and then the other line runs parallel to that, so they're never going to intersect, so therefore there's no solution. And in your algebra, what you're going to see is you're going to get down to a false statement. So you'll get down to something like maybe like 0 equals 9, which is obviously not true. Or you might get down to say 10 equals 20, which is not true. So these are what we call false statements, where the numbers are not representing something that's true. You can also have this dependent system. Okay, and a dependent has what we call an infinite number of solutions. Now, there's a little bit more to this than what some students have done in the past. Okay, so I'm going to make another quick video about that. And you basically can't just say infinite number of solutions. You may have actually done that in a previous class, but we're not going to say it that way anymore. We're going to say it in a little bit more formal notation that actually more accurately represents what you're dealing with your solutions. But these are your lines that actually overlap. So you know, at a glance it seems like it's two different equations, but you have one equation, and then when you start working on the algebra, you realize that you have the same equation, and one overlaps right on top of the other. Okay, so you want to make sure you understand the substitution method. Okay, and so you're going to see some videos about substitution. And then you also want to make sure you understand the elimination method. And sometimes elimination is called the addition method, by the way. So you may have heard it called addition method. It just depends on what type of textbook you used, or maybe what your math teacher preferred to use. You need to know both of these methods because we're going to use both of these as we get into our 3x3s. Okay, and then like I said, we will talk a little bit more about some of this formal notation in another video. So I'll see you there. In the meantime, go ahead and watch the other videos to make sure you remember substitution and elimination, and I'll see you in the next video.